Greetings, gamers! Welcome to part number 39 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War. And in today's episode, I thought I would go over Larce and Ulster first and foremost before I get into really anything. So both Larce and Ulster I think both of them have had levels so far, so I'm just going to go off the basis that I see here. Obviously, that's not necessarily their basis. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care. Either way, everything is all good and everything will be fine. So, Larce is a Myrmidon, level 2, base HP of 31 with 125% HP growth, 11 strength, 50% strength growth, 0 magic, 7% magic growth, 14 skill with a 70% skill growth, 14 speed with a 40% speed growth, 3 luck with a 30% luck growth, 8 defense with a 60% defense growth, 0 resistance with a 7% resistance growth. She comes with minor Odo and minor Near Holy Blood. I gave her the Silver Sword, the Iron Blade, and the Iron Sword. She also comes with an A rank in swords, 6 movement, 9,976 funds because her parents are rich. She has Pursuit, so she can attack twice. She has Nihil, immune to all the crits and skills that are sword skills and stuff like that. Vantage, Astra, and Paragon. This is exceptional, especially because upon promotion she's going to get yet another skill. I think that per combat-wise, Larce and Ulster are some of the most incredible, especially with this pairing, when it comes to single combat and arena combat. But all in all, I don't actually think these are great units. They're better than Seliph Start concerning statistics, but they're not better than Seliph Start concerning like what he offers to the table compared to them. One thing I did want to mention, though, is I forgot to talk about Lana's skills. So she comes with a B rank of Staves, 3,362 funds, 5 movement, Pursuit, and a cost. She gets both of these from her father. This means that when she does promote, she will have some relative idea what combat is like, just not anytime soon, right? Ulster is a little bit better than his sister, in my humble opinion, and it's just because of what I've given him from the inheritance from Lex, which is the Silver Blade and the Skill Ring. Technically, there's no other sword I could give him besides something like a Bolt Sword with Lex, and I find that like a heinous kind of weapon to give him. With the Silver Blade, he's actually doing reasonable damage because he has a 20 might weapon. And the Skill Ring allows him to hit more often with this inaccurate sword. So, Ulster is a level 1 Myrmidon with 30 base HP, 135% HP growth, 10 base strength, 55% strength growth, 0 base magic, 7% magic growth, 14 base skill with 65% skill growth, 13 base speed with 35% speed growth, 12 base luck with a 30% luck growth, 8 base defense with a 60% defense growth, 0 base resistance with a 7% resistance growth. So he also has minor Odo and Near Blood. He is the brother of Larce with his wonderful abilities here. 9,976 gold. This confirms that it's both the parents' gold combined and then divided by 20 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. He has a talk with Larce, 6 movement. He comes with the exact same skills and sword rank. So A rank in swords, Pursuit, Nihil, Vantage, Astra, and Paragon. This is pretty darn incredible in my humble opinion. Move you here. And talk. You holding up okay so far, Larce?
Yeah, I'm getting by fine.
Just be careful out there, okay? Your usual brazen antics will only get you in trouble now.
I know. What do you think, I'm still a child?
Man, that iron will of yours. Guess you're just like Mom was, if what Prince Shannon's told us is true.
Yeah, Ira, I can't remember a thing about her. You?
No, of course not. We're twins, remember? If you were too young to remember, then so was I. We weren't even 2 years old back then. It was Oifi who took us with him when he fled to Isaac with Seliph. We waited and waited, but Mom never followed. I guess she didn't make it out of the Battle of Valhalla alive.
Ulster, You swore you'd never say awful things like that. Mom is alive. Alive! I'm sure of it. Don't you dare say otherwise ever again.
Sorry, Larse. You're right. I'm sorry. That is called denial. And they do get a little bit... she gets... Who gets that? Oh, yeah, she gets it. She gets 1 luck from that. And then this talk between Lester and Lana. Siblings. Lana, don't tell me you're fighting too.
I am, Lester. I simply couldn't bear to leave Lord Cella to fight alone.
Why am I not surprised? Look, I know I can't get you to leave, but just be careful, okay? It'd break Mother's heart if something happened to you out here.
I know, but actually, there was something Mother told me. She told me that we owe the greatest of debts to the people of Isaac, and that if we can help them in any way, we owe it to them to do all we can.
Yeah, I guess she's right. I mean, we wouldn't even be here now if not for the help of the locals. So, where is Mother anyway?
She's back in Tiernaug's Abbey, working like always.
Right. Listen, Lana. We've got to give this battle our all, both in Mother's name and in the name of our lost father. Someday I know we'll finally be able to help Mother return to her home, Jungbi.
You're right, Lester.
That's quaint, and she gets luck +1 as well. Luck does actually do stuff in this gen, or in this game. Unlike my original idea, I thought it did basically nothing. But, so... It's good that they get this, but it's not like a make or break. But granted, I will say that once your units snowball in this gen, they really snowball. So giving them every stat you possibly can is not a bad thing. I don't want to put Oifi in the range of these guys because I definitely don't want to waste experience points on good old Oifi. He is, after all, kind of a pretty darn high level, and the rest of my units need it far and away more. I'm going to keep Lester away from Larse right now. Larse could do with healing, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to keep these two right next to each other for pairing purposes. Again, like I said, I'm going to try my absolute hardest to get some pairings in this, just because gold giving is so darn good. Even in Gen 2. It might not be as good in Gen 2, I will grant that. Especially because a lot more of your units are competent in battle and don't need it necessarily. But I would be lying if I said it wasn't useful still. Alright. She doesn't need to heal yet. And that should be good for now. And the Gain and Shire phase will begin. I don't think these guys move, though. No, I was not mistaken. They do not move. So one of the reasons why Oifi comes with the Armor Slayer is because it's actually a pretty terrible mighted weapon. But you fight so many armors that it's actually very useful in the beginning of this game. I really want him to get a KO here. Alright. Nice. And he will get a KO. As well, Ulster got some pretty good experience points from that. Very nice. Yeah, Larse's pair is not quite here yet. He is actually one of the only axe wielders you get, and he is like a choice unit. You have to pick between him or his brother. No magic. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping for magic on the first level up. He definitely needs as much of it as possible because he is a magic wielding unit. With the light brand, that is. Very glad that I'm not fighting a bunch of generals around here, because if they had Pavis, this would be a bit more annoying. Also unfortunate that I didn't get that KO there. And besiege. Attack. I think just having Seliph here fight all three of these guys would be pretty good for his experience points. Getting Seliph promoted as soon as possible is pretty much tantamount to the most important thing I can do. Ah, speed. Thank you. Thank you. It is not that hard, Seliph. I know you only have a 30% speed growth, and that's not great, but it's seriously not that hard. All right, I'll be able to finish this guy off next turn. Or this turn, actually. What's cool about that is Oifi's actually just going to nab this village because nobody else is going to be remotely within range, while also having the movement to get out of range. King Danon's got 3 sons. The oldest, Brian, lives at the old family home in Granvale. The younger 2 serve him here in Isaac. Johann controls Isaac Castle, while Johalvier controls Sephora Castle. They're both kind of an odd sort, and they've both got this obsession with someone in your army called Larsay. Always squabbling, they are. I don't know, though. Neither of them are all that bad, really. Heck, I bet they'd want to join forces with you. I love how he's so open about the fact that they would both love to just join my party if Larsay were to talk to him. I love little in-game hints like that. I think it's cute. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it's cute. All right, you only have 11 or 14 hit. And nice. Seliph is not wasting hits here. I'm going to be repairing the Brave Sword here.
Yeah, no, calm down. They're nothing more than filthy, petty rebels.
Pretty sure that was the voice I gave to Danon, not Harold. And gone you are.
Oof. How could I fault you? A few motley soldiers.
Because Seliph is insane. At least my build of Seliph. Ooh, speed. Yes, speed and resistance. I love that. Of course, I'm going to be seizing this castle. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. By the gods, I've never seen such ruin. It's as if Gainenshire never even existed. Been a while, hasn't it, Seliph? Oh, Lewin. Pardon me, your majesty, King Lewin of Celis. Just Lewin, Seliph. Like I've always been, Celeste is just another imperial conquest now. That's all it's been since the mess in Valhalla. And meanwhile, here I am, still living a pathetic, shameful life for all to see. At least my mother faced Celeste's demise, and her own, with pride and dignity. But me? Nope. I'm still just an idiot bard. Don't listen to what Oifi says of me, Seliph. Just please, don't call me a king ever again. My apologies, Lewin. It's fine. Don't worry about it. More importantly, looks like you finally got this revolution thing started. There's no place more fitting than Isaac to start fighting back against the Empire. Indeed. The courage of Isaac's people is matched only by the pain and anger the Empire has inflicted upon them. All we're missing now is for Prince Shannon to return and join the fray himself. He ran off to follow some rumor, didn't he? Rumor has it his birthright as heir to the Isaac throne, the holy sword Belmong, is being kept in a shrine in the Yid Desert. As I understand it, the entire desert region is ruled by an evil priest. I trust Shannon's might, but I cannot help but worry for his safety. If anyone can do it, it'll be Shannon. Actually, Seliph, I have a favor to ask of you. Oh? If it is within my power, I'll gladly help. What is it? Julia, could you come over here? See, I found her years ago in Valhalla when she was just a little girl, hurt pretty badly. Since then, I've been looking after her in a hidden little corner of Celeste. At least until we had to get out a while back as the Empire set about tightening its grip. The thing is, I've got things that need doing over in Leonster, and at this point, she's just slowing me down. I hate to impose on you, Seliph, but I don't have much of a choice. Could I just leave her with your group for a while? I still don't know what happened to her, but it must have been pretty awful, poor thing. Back when I first found her, she couldn't remember a thing about what happened. It looks like she still can't. I see. Very well. You can trust me with her, Lewin. However, I must ask that you return her for her as soon as possible. She likely won't feel too comfortable in an army of strangers. Deal. I'll probably be back here by the time you've finished freeing Isaac. Good luck, Seliph. May the gods be with you as well, Lewin. Listen, Julia, I know it'll be hard for you without Lewin here, but I promise you'll be all right. Until Lewin returns, I swear I'll let no harm come to you. I know I've still much to learn, and as yet, I'm not all that strong. But one day, someday, I know I'll be strong enough to protect us all. Someday I'll have the strength to defend all the world's people from the Empire's wrath. Someday I'll be strong, as my father once was.
Seliph.
So yeah, you get another unit. The front or beginning of both generations are pretty loaded with recruits, which I don't mind. It just means I have a lot of folks to talk about. I've only got 4 in so far, and I've got plenty more to go. Julia, I forget how far these guys can reach. Yeah. Just have to be a little bit careful here with my positioning. I do also want to... Yeah, I wish Seliph wasn't in the way here because I could just warp. Give some experience points. But unfortunately, he is in the way, and there's nothing that can be done about that. Okay, Larse, you need to move back a bit. I don't think Lester has pairing with Julia. I'm not entirely sure on that one. I do believe that Julia can pair with Lester, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not getting a lot of good information about the particular subject because it seems as though people are only really concerned with the second generation, and I find that a little bit strange. Or the first generation, I find that a little bit strange because though the pairings in the second don't functionally do anything because you're not going to get a third generation, there's no more child units and so on and so forth, it's still useful.
The rebels have taken over Granishire. Gah, Harold, you moron! What in the blazes are my sons doing? Somebody tell them to take the rebels down now.
All right. A whole lot of X-Knights are out. Dad's ordering us to attack, huh? Isn't Larse in that army? Damn, what do? How can I fight her?
We're to strike Granishire, are we? My. Father's got quite the temper. But I could never lay so much as a finger on Larse, even if she is among my foes. Ah, what a dilemma standing before me.
If you don't know which of these two I'm picking, you haven't been paying too much of attention. The unit in question that I am picking is, in my humble opinion, a whole heck of a lot better than the other. And who is this? A Pegasus Knight? Blue, no less. So she must be mine. Wow. Flyers have rescue utility in this game? If only.
Phew, sorry, Manya. I know a load like this isn't easy on you.
Manya, is that really what you call your Pegasus?
Oh, pipe down, Arthur. I don't care if we're nearly there, 'cause I'll still just drop you off if you don't shut it.
Right, sorry about that. Say, Fee, I don't have too far to go. If you want, I can just walk from here.
Where are you off to, anyway?
Oh, just Ulster.
Ulster? Geez, you're dumber than I thought. Ulster's way south of here. There's an entire sea in the way, for crying out loud. I don't know what you're thinking, but you haven't got a hope in heck of walking the rest of the way there.
It's fine. I'm hardly in a hurry.
So, why do you need to go to Ulster?
See, I've got a sister I haven't seen in years who might be there. She and my mom were taken away when I was just a kid. I was sort of left alone in some far corner of Celeste or another. I just heard a rumor, but at this point, even a rumor is enough if it means I might find her.
Huh? Really? You know, I know just what that's like. My big brother has been missing for ages.
Did you get separated from him as well?
Oh, nothing that bad. We've always lived together in Celeste, but a while back he ran off to try and find our dad.
Your father, huh?
Yeah, he's been missing for years. Mom spent the rest of her life waiting for him to come back, but he never did.
What happened to her?
She's dead. Illness.
Oh, sorry about that. I shouldn't have brought it up.
It's okay. I mean, you've already brought up lots of things that you shouldn't have. Kidding. You're actually not that bad.
Thanks. And thanks for giving me a chance and letting me come along.
No problem. So, was the sister thing real? Is that actually why you were traveling?
Yeah, it's real. Well, what about you? What's your deal?
Actually, I kind of want to join that Isaacyan rebel army. When I was little, Mom told me stories about the paladin Sigurd and his brave allies, and those have always meant a lot to me. Lately, I've been hearing about how Sigurd's son's somewhere in Isaac raising a revolution. And if all just sort of clicked, I knew that's where I need to be. So I just ran right out of home to try and find him.
Wow, that's pretty great of you, I think I'll help you out here for a while. It's the least I can do for you putting up with me.
Okay, partners it is then. Good luck out there, partner.
Upbeat as ever, aren't you? So I get a mage and a Pegasus Knight. And he's not even a bad mage. He's, in fact, an Azel mage. Well, I guess some people would probably still call that bad. Alright, Brave Sword, you have been mostly repaired. Not to the fullest, but mostly. Can Lana reach that? Yeah, she can. You have to be careful with spamming that particular item. And let's keep on keeping on with the pairings. Larse and Ulster are siblings, so they won't affect anybody's pairs. Standing right next to one another. And I have 2 new units that desperately need to start moving. I always struggle with what I want to do here with Arthur, because I'm not sure if I want to bring him down or if I want to bring him up. I think up is the correct way, right? And over here, I'm obviously going to attack you with Fee's Thief Sword. Aw, a miss. Not great. She got hit by a 14. Is that a joke? Is that an actual joke? All right, I don't think any of the further conversations yield anything of note, but it is important to say that the rest of the units here, I need to bring back Johalvir's army as much as I possibly can, and this is very good. That's exactly what they're doing. I'm going to be using Arthur to take them on, and he should have a pretty good time of that, and the reason why he should have a pretty good time of that is because, well, Arthur happens to have Forseti. Oh, man. Forseti in the first chapter is kind of absurd. Kind of very absurd. If you keep on burning down the villages, I will come after you shortly, and when I do, you will pay dearly. So I have to move back far enough that Johann isn't in the range, but to KO at least a few of these guys. I want to say here is okay. If I'm not right on this matter, I'm obviously just going to reset because it's just easier at that point. Recover. Perfect. Like I've said before, you do not want to just waste the physic. The physic is actually very useful, and it's Lana's only way to reach people and heal from a reasonable distance because she does have some of the poorest movement in this entire game. All right. Ulster. Larse. Yeah, he cannot reach. A couple of these guys can reach my units, which is perfectly fine. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and put Oifi right in front of Lester. Lester was misplaced, in my humble opinion, unfortunately. Brave Lance. Yeah, this is not great. So, I am KOing here, though, if I hit both hits. And I did not. But she did dodge a 74. So that's pretty good. I actually am very unhappy with the fact that Fee got hit here. Arthur can go ahead and... I think Arthur can take both of these villages. I think that's fine. Fee needs to go and deal with the other. And Forsetti is equipped. And that will be the end of my turn. I need to put him in the bush, because even with Forsetti, he's still going to get hit at times like he is now, unfortunately. Luckily for him, he actually has Wrath because of Tiltu, his mother, and that means that at low HP, he's actually better combatively. The only problem is, though, is this means that there is a chance that somebody could hit him, which is not great, to say the absolute least. And then the rest of my units are going to battle with the Isaacian commander, or, well, the Isaacian crew from the Commander Johann and the Isaac Castle. Very nice. I need to take out as many of these units as I possibly can over this particular turn so that I don't have to worry about too many of them ganging up on me next turn. Though I will say there is a trick to that. If you wanted, you could just bypass this by having Larse talk to Johann, because if she does talk to Johann, he gets recruited and all of his units are recruited as well. There is obviously an issue with this. If you want the experience points from these units, you don't want to talk to him first. You want to KO them, then talk to him. So that's what I'll be doing. Very nice. Ulster proving his mettle by showing that he's the better unit. I mean, he's really only the better unit because I gave him the stronger weapon and the better item. But It's really out of necessity's sake because you can't really. I think the bolt sword and the silver blade are the only two droppable swords in all of Gen 1, and let me tell you, the bolt sword is just not a good option for this. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have it as like utility in this particular chapter, and I have done it before, but that's how come I know it's not a good option, especially because neither Larcey or Ulster with this pairing have any kind of magic to speak of. The only reason why I justify Dermot being a magic wielding sword user in this generation is because his father and mother give him pretty darn good growth rates in both strength and magic. Not perfect, not great. I'll grant that, but it's still decent. And let's see. I think, yeah, Lana has to talk to Julia. This is actually very important. The other two conversations here are not important, but Lana's talk with Julia is. I want to say. Yeah, first and foremost, start attacking. Very nice. Once Seliph gets to the point where he has so much crit on this sword, like he's already at 77. That's kind of crazy, actually. Once he gets to so much crit on this sword, it's gonna be a field day. He's just going to wreak havoc on everybody who dares to fight him. And a level up for Lester, level 2. Ooh, he gets strength and speed. Literally what he needs. All right. Ulster can attack and KO one. Definitely not Johan. Once I'm done attacking all of the ones I can attack, I'm just going to immediately talk to Johan with Larcey. And you are finished. Another level up for Ulster. And the only reason why I'm bothering to give any of this experience to somebody like Ulster or Larcey is just because these units are going to be disappearing this turn anyway. So it's pretty relevant. I think it's worthwhile. Yeah, unfortunately, I will say that because of my choice here, with the units and what I've done, Dermot is actually not great at the start. He's okay with physical damage, and he's very good if I were to, give him the Brave Sword for Arena and stuff like that. But the Light Brand doesn't have a lot of physical might. He needs a couple of more KOs, and the moment that he gets that, it's not even going to matter that his magic isn't that great right now. His magic will grow. I'm hoping that he has around like a 15 magic, maybe like a 10 to 15 magic, like capped out. I think that's reasonable. I don't think that's unreliable either to obtain, but it's just gonna have to wait and see, basically. Talk.
Julia, right? Hello there. Are you doing okay without Lewin? You're Lana. Yes, thank you. I'm fine. Lord Seliph's actually really been worrying about you. If there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know and I'll get right on it. Thank you. Oh, and I've got a little something for you. This is a men's staff. You can use these, right? For me? Thank you, Lana. With this, I know I can help everyone. You're welcome, Julia. Let's give this war our all together.
Yeah, so without this, Julia has literally no utility in this chapter until you have her visit one of the two castles you seize with Seliph. This chapter is actually very interesting in the fact that it has technically a side objective that you can miss and you don't even have to deal with. I'll be showing that in a moment.
Oh, Larse, how the twin hands of love and fate guide us. I've yearned for this day for many, many years, my beloved.
Johann, oh, for the love of... there's a stomach flu playing with your head, isn't there?
Larse, oh, Larse, your words are as the sweetest birdsong. Your eyes are as the most brilliant stars. Oh, without you at my side, what purpose is there in life? What joy could possibly be?
Stop it! How revolting! This is a battlefield! Are you out of your right mind?
I can deny my heart no longer, Larse. Believe me when I say I've tried. Alas, love is a maddening beast at times. What else can I do but be at your side? Men, we are joining the Liberation Army. From this day on, we are men of honor. Fight on in the name of justice, love, and Larse.
You've got to be kidding me. Johann beat me to Larse? Bet he's gone and sided with her army too. The weak-willed fool. Huh, fine by me. Men attack. Johann's unit is now the enemy. His own brother. Oh my gosh, you get Johann. It's funny because I'm actually just going to be throwing Johann straight down to get this village. This village holds a skill ring, and I'm going to be KOing this ruffian and getting the skill ring with Johann as well as the gold. I want to say... Okay, so there's a side objective. There's two castles. There's Sephora, and there is Isaac. Whichever unit you talk to, right, that castle becomes green. And then it gets taken over by Schmidt and his crew. And once it's taken over, you can re-seize it. And once you seize it, you can visit the castle with Julia. I strongly recommend you do this with Isaac Castle. Isaac Castle gives her the better light tome, in my humble opinion. But another thing is that you can still actually seize Sephora. I never do because it's way out of the way for Seliph. It would take another 10 turns to do so, and I don't find that at all useful at all. So I just don't bother with that. But it is something you can do, and in that case, it would grant your units more gold on the start of the next chapter. Luckily for me, Arthur does have some hit on him from these units, so they should still all attack him even though he's in the forest. But as far as I'm concerned, this is where this episode ends. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. Leave a comment down below, and while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.